This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 26th day of August in the year 2026. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. A go-fast boat belonging to the opposition leader Mohamed was detained by the Coast Guard late last night, following a reported standoff at a Friendship Wharf facility between members of the Coast Guard and police and a group of opposition members of parliament from the Wind Party, including the opposition leader.
And what they are attempting to do is come on board this vessel for reasons which they have not provided. Several officers present here has been back and forth on phone calls, I would assume from higher authority or possibly politicians, receiving instructions to do God knows what, because they will not be coming on board this vessel. They will not be searching for anything or wasting our time here this evening.
In a statement last night, the Guyana Police Force said the go-fast boat was intercepted at around 9:50 p.m. as joint services ranks, while on patrol and acting on information received, observed the vessel proceeding along the Demerara River towards the Friendship area. The police statement indicated that the ranks signaled the boat by siren to stop, but the boat failed to comply and sped away, prompting a pursuit and eventual interception at the Friendship Wharf on the east bank of the Demerara. The police claimed that during the pursuit, ranks reported observing a bag being thrown from the vessel into the river, but could not determine the contents of the bag or who threw it. According to the police, efforts have been made to locate and recover the bag. But General Secretary of the Wind Party and Member of Parliament Odessa Primus, who was one of the persons on the boat, has disputed the police force's version of events. In a statement this morning, Ms. Barima said the police had signaled their intent to have the leader of the opposition arrested, claiming that he needed to produce the documents for the boat immediately. She said that Mr. Mohamed indicated that the boat was docked at the time and that he did not have any documents with him. She said the police came to search the boat because of some high-speed chase, but that quickly moved to being a suspicion on illegal substances on the boat. She said a search was conducted on the boat and its occupants had absolutely nothing illegal on them. The opposition team also indicated MP Natasha Singh was held in custody after a bag was found with a licensed firearm that belongs to fellow MP Don Hastings. At the time, Hastings had reportedly stepped off of the boat, leaving the bag behind with the licensed firearm. Mohamed and his members of parliament were reportedly returning to Georgetown from Region 1 after spending the day meeting with survivors and relatives of those who died in the MV Barima Ferry tragedy who are from the region. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step. Or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Safety begins with everyday choices. Recognizing hazards, following procedures, using the right equipment, and speaking up when something is wrong. From offshore operations to our homes, roads, and workplaces, looking out for one another can prevent incidents, protect lives, and help build a stronger culture of responsibility across Guyana. Since offshore oil production began, the sector has supported Guyana's long-term development. Learn more by visiting oilnow.gy.
Church's Chicken and Maria's Pizza just launched a brand new app, and it's changing the way Guyana orders food. Browse the full menu, customize your meal exactly how you like it, pay easily with MMG, and track your order from the kitchen straight to your doorstep in real time. Fast, easy, more control, less waiting. Crave the meals you crave, delivered easy.
Mental health refers to your emotional well-being. It impacts on how you feel, think, and act, and helps you connect with others. But sometimes life feels so overwhelming with stress, sadness, and trauma. Like you can't cope, but it's okay not to feel okay.
Mental health issues can affect anyone at any age and can cause physical problems like headaches, heart disease, and stroke.
You want to tell someone how you feel, but you don't know who to trust, and so you suffer in silence.
But we must break the silence.
Sharing can make you feel better.
Call 915 or a GRPA counselor on 225-3278.
Let's support each other and build healthy communities.
A message from Maritime Incorporated and the Guyana Responsible Parenthood Association, and funded by the European Union.
Hello, New York City! Ain't no party like a big people party, cause a big people party just rocks.
The rocks is beautiful all night.
We're not just bringing it back, we're making it bigger. Yes, the original Big People Party that you know and love is making its way back to you on Labor Day Sunday, September 6th. And we're coming with some of the best one-man bands. Super A, Pinnacle, Stitchy, Busta, Super Terry, and for the first time in New York City, Errol one-man band.
Come on, here we just sit down on it and we say sit down on it. Sit down on it and we say sit down on it and just ride it, ride it.
And alongside the legendary Daddy Elijah.
Must catch a thing. Must catch a ting, 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 must catch a
and
ting.
you already know, the Big People Party always features the best DJs, spinning the classics all night long. DJ Bebo Steely to the bashment, DJ Ronnie Selecta Face, DJ Rennie, and DJ Samuel's Top Ranking. The original Big People Party, New York City. The bigger, the better edition. Sunday, September 6th, starting from 9 until 3 a.m. at the TNR Loft at 1130 Linwood Street, Brooklyn, New York. Early bird tickets are just $50. Pay more at the gate. Get yours now by going to hjexperience.com. Bigger moments, better experience, great decor, good vibes, and good company. This event is powered and supported by Hits and Jams, Marvelous Entertainment, and GD Events. Big People Party!
Well, following the detention of the Go-Fast boat belonging to the opposition leader Azruddin Mohamed, the Maritime Administration Department today indicated that the boat is unlicensed and Mr. Mohamed is also not licensed to be operating a vessel. In its statement this afternoon, MARAD said based on its records, neither the fast craft nor Mr. Azruddin Mohamed is licensed or otherwise authorized to operate. The maritime body noted that the operation of vessels by unlicensed persons or the use of unlicensed or unregistered vessels presents a serious and unacceptable risk to passengers, crew, other waterway users, property, and the marine environment, adding that the activities contribute to preventable maritime accidents and incidents and compromise the safety of Guyana's waterways. The release said persons found operating vessels without the required license or authorization may be subject to enforcement action in accordance with the applicable laws and regulations. MARAD also explained that the Guyana Defense Force Coast Guard, pursuant to its mandate under the Defense Act, is empowered to enforce the provisions of every law relating to maritime safety and security. Mohamed's boat was detained by the Coast Guard late last night after it was intercepted at a wharf in Friendship on the east bank of the Marara. The opposition leader, as we have reported, and a group of his members of parliament had just returned from an outreach to Region 1 to meet with families of the victims and survivors of the MV Barima tragedy. Searches were conducted on the vessel and it was towed to the Coast Guard headquarters and detained. Mr. Mohamed was also taken into custody but was later released on $100,000 station bail. His party has stated that he was not operating the vessel. While no date has been confirmed as yet for the start of the MV Barima Commission of Inquiry, a venue for the public hearings has been identified, but will not be made public until the Commission begins to issue notices about its planned commencement. Speaking briefly with News Source this morning, the Secretary to the Commission, Javed Shadiq, said the commissioners, who are all overseas based, have not yet indicated a start date or a date for their arrival. However, he confirmed that notices for the start of the commission will be issued through the press. He said that public notice will also inform the public on the mechanisms that will be used during the commission's hearing, adding that the commissioners are currently working on those mechanisms and other details surrounding the planned public hearings. Just last week, President Irfan Ali indicated that the commission is expected to begin its work in the month of September with the public hearings. The 5 members of the Commission of Inquiry, established to investigate the tragic sinking of the MV Barima, were officially sworn in on the 30th of July. Since then, the terms of reference for the Commission of Inquiry have been gazetted. Justice Godfrey Philip Smith of Belize will serve as the chairman of the commission, which has been tasked with conducting a comprehensive probe into the circumstances surrounding the Ferry tragedy. The commission has been entrusted with a comprehensive mandate to inquire into every relevant aspect of that ferry disaster. Its terms of reference are broad and require the Commission to establish the facts, examine the causes and contributing factors, evaluate compliance with applicable laws and operational standards, assess the effectiveness of the search, rescue, and recovery operations, identify any shortcomings or failures, and recommend reforms necessary to strengthen the safety of the local maritime sector. The MV Barima was on its way to Port Kaituma in Region 1 from Georgetown on the 18th of July when it sank off the coast of the Essequibo, claiming the lives of more than 100 persons. Just over 75 persons survived the tragedy, and many of them are expected to be key witnesses at the Commission of Inquiry hearings. The captain of the vessel, another crew member, and the goods superintendent of the Transport and Harbors Department were all charged for murder related to the deaths associated with the tragedy. They remain on remand. The Chinese Landing Village Council has turned down a request by the commissioner of the Guyana Georgian Mines Commission to have mediation talks with the miner at the center of the land dispute, on the grounds that such a meeting cannot take place when there is an active attempt to invade their indigenous lands for mining. The GGMC Commissioner Newell Dennison had proposed that a meeting take place in Georgetown on Thursday. However, in a letter carrying today's date, the Tushao of Chinese Landing, Nikita Miller, informed the commissioner that she is unable to leave her village because of the attempts to have new mining equipment transported into Tasawini. Backed by the council, the villagers have blocked the entry of the heavy-duty equipment into their village. Tushao Miller told Mr. Dennison that mediation cannot have a fair and successful outcome when there is a power imbalance between the parties or there is undue pressure placed on one of the parties, a position she repeated in an interview with News Source today.
We told him that we cannot meet at this time, because my village people even need me up here to be with them. And we cannot reach because of the attempts to bring in new mining equipment into Taswini and the village protest action, which lasted, this is 6 days now.
But don't you think that meeting would have helped to resolve whatever issues you may have?
Yes, but it will not resolve. The only way it will be resolved, or if he really wants us to attend the meeting, all these machinery have to move up the landing. Because the moment my back turned, those machines gonna walk in the back dam.
Tushao Miller also explained that in light of the villagers' decision to block the entrance of the Tassawini Bag Dam, the machine operators placed the equipment on barges on Monday night and transported them to Kariako, with the hope of accessing Tassawini through another route. Tushao Miller said that move is definitely not a show of good faith. She told the GGMC commissioner that the council remains hopeful that mediation will proceed on the basis of mutual respect and fairness. In an earlier correspondence to both the Minister of Natural Resources and the GGMC Commissioner, Tushao Miller called on the Ministry of Natural Resources and the GGMC to issue a cease work order to stop all preparatory and mining activities currently taking place in Tassawini.
So we wrote informally to ask that the Ministry of Natural Resource and GGMC to take immediate action, like to place cease work order on the preparatory mining going on right now in Tassawini. Suspend any permission granted for equipment and activities in the area.
According to the Chinese Landing Tassawini Village Council, in recent days, a number of heavy-duty equipment, including excavators, bulldozers, and dredge engines, were transported into the village without prior notice or approval. The council has since blocked all the heavy-duty equipment from being transported in the village. Well, the Guyana Human Rights Association, the GHRA, has petitioned the United Nations Development Programme and the European Union to seek the intervention of the United Nations and the Inter-American systems to protect the rights of Indigenous Amerindians at Chinese Landing, where gold mining operations are expected to be ramped up. Noting that Indigenous peoples in Guyana are constantly under assault when it comes to the exploitation and destruction of their lands and resources without their permission, the GHRA wants the UN and the Inter-American systems to contact the government of Guyana to most urgently request it to ensure that the precautionary measures ordered by the Inter-American Commission of Human Rights are implemented immediately. In a statement, the GHRA said not only has the governments of Guyana failed to act on those precautionary measures ordered by the Inter-American Commission, but also a private individual is right now in the process of moving heavy vehicles and equipment on the land to begin excavation and mining, overriding the protests of the indigenous people. The GHRA said the situation is fraught with danger for the indigenous peoples and their lands and properties, noting that indigenous lives are at risk, and the government of Guyana is silent and is being a silent witness to the events. The human rights body said it wants the full UN apparatus that deals with the human rights to be activated, saying that the issue remains urgent and the country's indigenous peoples are under threat. The statement said indigenous communities in Guyana are urgently appealing to the international community to establish a monitoring arrangement in Guyana to watch over the implementation of international norms on indigenous rights in the country as a matter of the greatest urgency. Just last week, the residents of Chinese Landing blocked a number of heavy-duty machines from entering their village over unapproved mining on their lands. Back in 2023, the government temporarily halted all mining activities at Chinese Landing in a direct response to a series of precautionary measures issued by the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights.
Across Guyana, oil and gas companies are supporting stronger educational opportunities, from hands-on STEM programs and smart classrooms to teacher development, university education, and practical training. These investments are helping young Guyanese develop technical, digital, and problem-solving skills while creating clearer pathways to further education and employment. By investing in learning today, Guyana is building the expertise and innovation needed for tomorrow.
Resort Promotions, in collaboration with the Caribbean Boxing Organization, present the Caribbean Boxing Showdown, the exclusive Pro-Am boxing card. 44 rounds of heavy leather and sweat. In the main event, Guyana's Lauren the Lion's Choke will face off with William Ocando of Venezuela for the CBO Cruiserweight title. Guyana's James Moore, Jamal Eastman, Joel Williams, Kevin Isaacs, and Stephon Barton will all match skilled fights against their Caribbean counterparts. Also, special feature, Bradley Sampson, aka Doggy, with face-off with Terrence the Young Tiger Green for the CBO Celebrity Belt. The Caribbean Boxing Showdown, Saturday, September 12th at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. Bell rings at 7 p.m. Tickets are $2,500 for the bucket seats and $5,000 for ringside. Tickets go on sale from August the 24th at Tower Suites, Main Street, Georgetown. The Caribbean Boxing Showdown is Guyana versus the Caribbean.
Whether you're heading up the highway or just picking up the kids in Guyana, do it in power and style with the Isuzu MU-X. With the 7 full-size seats, turbo diesel power, and off-road control, Isuzu MU-X is built to handle any family lifestyle. Available at Marix, the authorized Isuzu dealer. Call 226-1306 for more details. Isuzu MU-X, robust, safe, and bold.
Honestly, when I first started, I didn't really think of myself as a leader. But then I joined ExxonMobil Guyana, and little by little, year by year, I grew into that role. Watching the next generation learn, then seeing them build their careers in the oil and gas industry and at ExxonMobil Guyana has been incredibly rewarding. Seeing so many young women who remind me of myself when I first started and knowing that I played a small part in their journey is what Build Her really means to me. Build Her, building the future of energy in Guyana.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
More than 2 days after officials of the opposition parties We Invest in Nationhood and the Partnership for National Unity met for talks and pledged to release a joint statement on the way forward, that statement is still to be released. News source understands that a proposal was made for the creation of a 6-member team to develop guidelines to govern their engagement with 3 members from each side. It is believed that once the guidelines are established, the parties will be able to meet and discuss issues of mutual interest and arrive at a memorandum of understanding. It is also believed that the process can establish a foundation for working together on matters of national importance. News source also understands that the parties have exchanged several versions of the statements, but have not reached an agreement on the final product. Contacted today, WIN General Secretary Odessa Prima said it is the intention of the parties to issue the joint statement. However, that statement is still a work in progress.
Currently, it still stands as the statement will be issued. the day of the meeting, we were unable to come to an agreement in terms of what should be made public and what shouldn't. And the following day we were out of town, so we were unable to engage with them, but we plan to take up those engagements again today and try to finalize same.
Primus is hopeful that a statement could be finalized by the end of today. Meanwhile, PNC Reform General Secretary and APNU representative Sherwin Benjamin told news source that the coalition is awaiting word from WIN on the latest version of the proposed statement.
He basically participated in a couple rounds of back and forth with the joint statement, so I'm waiting on WIN. I did send a copy with some edits, third sets of edits, to WIN yesterday, but they were out of Georgetown, out of town. So I'm awaiting their final position.
The WIN party invited the APNU to the meeting on Monday to discuss the nominees for the Local Government Commission, in addition to the status of the 3 opposition-nominated members of the Elections Commission, the scrutineers involved in the registration process at the Elections Commission, and the election of the chairman and vice chairman of the Regional Democratic Council of Region 10. At the end of the meeting, the 2 sides indicated that the intended issues were not discussed during the meeting. The Court of Appeal intends to issue a number of orders and directions for the hearing of an appeal brought by the leader of the opposition and businessman Mohamed and his father, challenging sections of the High Court's ruling on the constitutionality of the Fugitive Offenders Act. Those orders and directions will be issued tomorrow. Acting Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Roxanne George, made the announcement in court today after hearing arguments on a new motion filed by the father and son, who have both been indicted by the U.S. and are facing an extradition hearing. Through their attorney, Senior Counsel Royce Hilford, the Mohammeds have filed a motion seeking a number of orders, including a stay of the extradition proceedings in the Magistrates' Court until the hearing and determination of the substantive appeal. The appellants are also asking for the urgent hearing of the appeal. The appeal challenges aspects of a ruling handed down by the acting Chief Justice Navendra Singh back in February, in which the High Court ruled that while Sections 8(3)(b) of the Fugitive Offenders Act is inconsistent with the Constitution, the other sections challenged by the Mohammeds are in keeping with the Constitution. The ruling ultimately paved the way for the extradition hearing to continue in the Magistrates' Court before the Chief Magistrate, Judy Latchman. In the court today, attorney for the Mohammeds, Royce Hilford, told a panel of judges comprising of Justice George, Justice Rishi Prasad, and Justice Nareshwar Harnanan, said that the court is not being asked to decide the appeal, but is being asked to ensure that the appeal and the appellant's liberty survive to the date in which it is decided. He argued that his client's fear is that unless a substantive appeal is heard, determined and granted, the magistrate could rely on the erroneous determinations made by the High Court and the amendments passed in the Fugitive Offenders Amendment Act in arriving at her decision. Attorney General Anil Nandlal, in objecting, suggested to the court that the extradition hearing in the Magistrates' Court be allowed to continue without hindrance. In his arguments, the Attorney General pointed to the recent decision of the Caribbean Court of Justice, in which that court dismissed an appeal filed by the Mohammeds. In that case, the father and son challenged the validity of an authority to proceed issued under the Fugitive Offenders Act on the basis of bias. The extradition hearing in the Magistrates' Court is set to restart next week. Noting that it is aware of the concerns of the traveling public over the suspension of the ferry service between Guyana and Suriname, the government of Guyana has indicated that Suriname has turned down a proposal for an alternative vessel to ply the route, while the MV Kanawaima remains dry docked for maintenance. In a statement, the government said since the beginning of the suspension of the service, officials from Guyana have been in constant and daily contact with their Surinamese counterparts to resolve the issue and have the service resume operations. According to the statement, the responsibility for maintenance and dry docking of the MV Kanawaima Ferry falls on the Suriname. It was explained that in recent days, 2 technical inspections were carried out by maritime experts from both Guyana and Suriname on the MV Kanawaima, and those experts concluded that the vessel can remain in operation until it goes into dry dock within the next 3 months. But despite those assurances, the Maritime Authority of Suriname has insisted that certain matters which would have been addressed during dry docking should be undertaken immediately. The government of Guyana said it noted that it supports the safe travel of the public and maintains that public safety is priority. It said a proposal of an alternative vessel to operate the route was turned down by the Surinamese authorities, and despite that, the government is seeking to propose another alternative vessel to the Surinamese authorities, even as engagements are continuing to ensure the current service can resume, even on a short-term basis. The statement from the government said in addition to those measures, immigration service is still provided to persons traveling to Suriname by small boats. Such persons are required to report to the immigration office at Molson Creek Terminal for immigration processing upon departure. Upon arrival in Suriname, they are required to report to the immigration office in New Naikari. And when departing Suriname, persons must also report to the respective immigration offices. Suriname's surprise decision to take the ferry out of service for immediate maintenance has left hundreds of passengers and cargo stranded in both Guyana and Suriname. A packed calendar of activities has been unveiled for Amerindian Heritage Month, which takes place in September, celebrating Indigenous culture, history, food, art, and traditions. The Amerindian Affairs Minister, Sarah Brown, announced the program, which will be held under the theme Observing Our Cultural Heritage during our Diamond Jubilee. The celebrations are not limited to Georgetown, as activities will take place in communities across the country, giving persons from different regions a chance to take part and learn more about Guyana's Indigenous heritage. The minister highlighted that the celebrations are funded by the governments of Guyana and will provide an opportunity for Indigenous people to earn an income while showcasing their culture. The activities will begin on the 31st of August with a traditional Amerindian religious service at the Umanayana. The following evening, the Amerindian Heritage Cultural Extravaganza and opening ceremony will take place at the Whirlwind Village in Sophia. From the 2nd to the 5th of September, the village will come alive with the Amerindian arts and craft and cuisine and exhibition. The celebrations will then move outdoors and to other parts of the country.
Every girl deserves a bright future. Child marriage robs our girls of their childhood dreams, harms their health, ends education, and limits opportunities. They can experience sexual and physical violence, poor mental health, and serious health complications during pregnancy and childbirth. We must work together to enforce laws that protect our children. We must repeal the sections of the Marriage Act that allow child marriage to continue. Girls must enjoy their human rights and all opportunities. They must be free from coercion, discrimination, and violence. Protect our girls, protect their rights, end child marriage in Guyana.
A message from Maritime Incorporated and the Guyana Responsible Parenthood Association and funded by the European Union.
Looking for a new ride? Then check out the all-new Honda HR-V at Marix. When you buy a new vehicle, it's 0 miles, 0 worries. Plus, you get awesome features that will make your ride smooth and comfortable. The HR-V interior design has controls at your fingertip with great space and maneuverability. The all-new Honda HR-V is a beauty. Drive one today. Visit our website or call us on 226-1482 to learn more. Buy your brand new Honda vehicle from Marix, the home of Honda in Guyana.
Why sit in traffic or wait in long lines? With the Crave app, skip the queue, skip the hassle, and get your favorite meals delivered straight to your door. More convenience, more time for you. Crave, your cravings delivered easy.
Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. Citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We no want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Quench any thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, Fruitopia. Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future.
Feel spice power in every sip.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall. In the region, more than 3 in every 10 students captured in a recent survey by the National Council on Drug Abuse (NCDA) in Jamaica were overweight, while 15.3% of them were obese. The Global School-Based Health Survey, GSHS, which was conducted between January and March this year, had 3,058 respondents from 32 schools, with 76% participation among students and 100% from schools. Jamaica Observer, in a report, said it confirmed fears that there has been an increase in the number of Jamaican students getting obese and overweight, while underweight remains a concern. According to the survey, obesity moved from 6% in 2010 to 15.3% in 2026, while the number of overweight students jumped from 21.7% in 2010 to 31.7% in 2026. At the same time, there was an uptick in underweight students from 2.1% in 2010 to 3.4% in 2026. A federal judge in New York has rolled back a Trump administration policy that barred people from Haiti, Cuba, and 73 other countries, many with large immigrant populations already in South Florida, from receiving visas to permanently live and work in the United States. U.S. District Judge Jeanette Vargas said the Secretary of State Marco Rubio's directive from January telling agency officials to refuse applications from those countries is unlawful. She said that the ban was nationality-based and issued in excess of Rubio's authority, vacating it under the federal laws that govern how agencies create and revise the rules. Other countries affected by the policy include Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Brazil, Colombia, Dominica, Grenada, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. Hundreds of thousands of those nationals live and work in South Florida. The Rubio directive barred many of them or their loved ones from applying for permanent employment-based and family-based visas. And finally tonight, international news. More than 150 people have been killed in Nepal and hundreds of tourists are missing after a massive flash flood and mudslide, according to the BBC. The missing tourists include more than 100 from India, 54 from the US, and 33 from the UK, as well as more than 100 from Nepal itself, according to Nepal's tourist board. The area is popular with pilgrims and trekkers. Dozens of police officers and army personnel are also missing, as well as power workers. In Tibet, Chinese state media report 3 dead and 265 missing. CCTV from Tibet shows a wall of water and mud hitting bridges at a border crossing. Authorities initially thought an earthquake may have triggered a landslide. The U.S. Geological Survey now says the seismic energy was instead generated by a landslide. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.